Hey, New York City Reloader. I did some tests on some Federal ammo, American Eagle ammo, and I had some really bad results that I shared with you guys in some previous videos. After the comments that I had speaking with the ammo engineer at Federal and getting the results that I put into that video as far as the comments, I went ahead and got a pack of Federal XM193F. This is 20 cartridges. It's 5.56 M193 ball ammo. I'm going to flip it over so you can see the lot number, and that way you can see what this is. And I'll open it up and we'll dump it out and take a look at it, and we'll do some measurements just like we did before. Okay, so I took them out of the box, and they're no longer in the box, they're no longer in this plastic holder. And I just transferred them over to a little ammo holder that I had so I could go ahead and take a look at the ammo itself. And I want you to take a look at the cannelure, if you can. You can see that one is about mid. This one is at maximum. The next one is at maximum. Next one is mid. Next one's maximum. Next one is kind of lower than mid. The next one is pretty high up on the cannelure. The next one is pretty high up on the cannelure. The other one is mid, and the other one is just crimped actually over the bullet, believe it or not. And not only is it crimped over the bullet, but there's actually a burr on the case. Don't know how that met quality control standards, that's for sure. Yeah, that's not good. I'm gonna turn this thing around and take a look at the next batch. This is just brand new ammo, and markings all over it. Don't know what that's all about. This one is high on the cannelure. In fact, if I could zoom out a little bit, it's actually over the cannelure. This one is about mid. This one's at a little high. This one's actually a little high. This one also has a burr on it. You can see there's some burr on the casing. I'm gonna have to knock that off. There's also a burr on the next case. Cannelure on this one's not too bad. This one's a little high, and there's a burr on the brass. The next one is not only high, it's actually over the cannelure. The next one is kind of mid on the cannelure. This is kind of high on the cannelure, and this is kind of mid. But all in all, I'm not really happy with the burrs that I'm seeing on some of these things. I mean, what the heck is that? Okay, that first one in the set is 2.25. So I'm going to go through and measure all of them and give you a spreadsheet of what I see. Here I checked the primer, and you can see that there's no glue. No glue on any of those primers. Not only is there no glue on those primers, nothing in there, but this last one here, number 9, I want to take special attention. Of all the primers, you can see that the case is actually cut. They did a cut-in type of seal of the primer. So the primer itself, the primer hole, is actually, the case has been modified to go ahead and hold the primer in, which is very unique. It was the only one in this entire box that was like that. But anything you see pointing up normally is the primer's glued in. But anything you see with the head facing up, the primer is not glued in, and the exception of number 19 here in the back. That particular one has, as I mentioned, a primer that's been cut in. It's separate and distinct from all the other ammo. Pretty unique. It's all Lake City from Federal, but look at that primer. I mean, I did not expect to see, one in the case, one in the box being that different. Pretty unusual. Okay, with that said, this is Federal XM193 M193 ball. 193F rather. And so I went down the list, and the overall case length is 2.25, 2.259, 2.25, 2.49, 2.25, 2.254, 2.25, 2.252, 2.259, 2.6. That's not good. That's not good at all. 2.247, 2.259, 2.248 for the 14th one was 2.247, then followed by 2.51, 2.254, 2.248, 2.62, 2.251, and then 2.253 for the overall case length, and then overall ammo length, obviously the bullet length. The case length was 1.754, 1.755, 751, 52, 54, 1.756, 1.757, 1.751, 1.758, 1.754, 1.755. You know, say 1,000 up or down. Now we'll take a look at seating. The first one was high, middle, 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 high, middle, high, high. This one was over the cantilever, which was unusual. It shouldn't be. Crimped over the cantilever. Incredible. Middle, high, low, middle, 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 low, low, high. Then the weights, 17840. The next bullet is 180. 2 grains off from the previous one. 1788, 1783, 1784, 179, 178, 1785, 179, 179, 1791, 179, 178, 179. You can see where those was, 1795. Then with the glued ends, the first one was not glued. The next 4 were. The 5th one was not glued, or the 6th one rather. 7 and 8 were glued. 9 was not glued. 10 was glued. 11 was glued. 12, 13, and 14 were not glued. 15 and 16 were glued. And then the last 4 were not glued. A couple of things in addition. The condition. Case number 8 had a burr on it. Number 9 had a burr on it. Number 10 had a burr on it. So 3 in a row with burrs on it. And then 19 has that weird cut case primer. Essentially, they cut the case to squeeze it into covering the primer so the primer wouldn't fall out. How does that happen? I mean, this can't possibly be on the same machine. So I'm not really understanding how it's happening and how all these things are so different. Yes, some of them were within spec, some were out of spec. So the results I got were not as bad as the American Eagle Federal 55 grain ammo for 223, but they had some issues. And again, for you guys that are reloaders out there, I'd appreciate you doing a voice reply on ammo test VR to NYC Reloader, and tell me the brand of ammo you're shooting, and tell me what you find when you check out your factory ammo, that you pay a lot more money than you're making it yourself. So it's much more fun to roll your own, and I think we're very, very precise. All in all, I don't think this ammo would shoot poorly. I think it would shoot pretty good. There's a couple there that were loaded to 226. I kind of load mine to 223, 224. Certainly not 225 and 226. 226 being the max. I like to stay away from that. So again, we had some that were obviously 224, 225, and 226. I would just think they would have a more consistent job. Each one of those is going to affect how the ammo shoots based on how it's in the bore. So when it's fired, obviously it's going to chamber slightly different. It's got a different seal than the previous round, which could affect the foot per second, could affect a lot of things. The next thing, the case lengths were up and down a little bit, not too bad, but still better, not as good as that hand loader would do. And then the seating, all over the place. So if the seating's all over the place, and above the cantilever, below the cantilever, high, medium, low, and they can't get that under control, that's going to affect your accuracy as well. The weight on the powder charges, I think my lowest powder charge was 177.5, and then my highest powder charge was 180 grains. So, I mean, 180 grains versus 175.5 grains. That's a bit of a discrepancy. You can't expect that to have hit the same place on the target. It's just not going to hit the same spot, which means that it's going to be high, low, could be left or right. And then again, I had 3 cases that had burrs on them. I don't know how that would get past quality control. I can see it just by opening the box and looking at them that there were 3 burrs on it. And then the last one had a cut case to seal the primer, which is fine to have. But why do you have some that are glued, some that are not glued, and then some with a cut primer case to squeeze the primer in? That to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Is it legitimate for reloading? Yes, but in the same batch, in the same box, in the same lot number? This is the lot number. You can take a look at it. If I were them, I would check the quality control and see what the heck is going on. To me, that means they're using multiple machines, dumping them in a big pool or big pool of ammo, and then running the machines sort them out. So does some of the machines not gluing the primers? Some are. Or some of them cutting the case to squeeze the primer in, to hold the primer in? Is that what they're doing? In the same box, in the same run, in the same lot? That's not good. Now, I spoke with the Federal Tech regarding the American Eagle ammo, and he told me, well, it doesn't look like it's glued. It might just be clear glue. Well, I beg to differ. I put on my magnifier. I went in there with some dental tools, and there is no glue. There is no glue whatsoever on those ones that I identified as not being glued in. So if they have some magic clear glue that doesn't show up to the naked eye or to a magnified eye or to my dental tool, it's great. I'd love to get some of that invisible primer glue so I could primer glue mine so it doesn't look like they're glued either. But I'd probably, I'm a hand loader. I don't typically glue my primer because I'm not shooting an automatic weapon, but I'm just looking for some consistency here. So I checked all those things and just wanted to report on them. All right, well, if you haven't already, stop by the Reloaders Network. There's a new site for social media called Headspace, the reloadersnetwork.com. There is a chat room, and obviously there's the video posting area where all the authors, content creators that do firing, shooting, casting, reloading on YouTube will reside. So do yourself a favor, stop by there. If you haven't already, stop by. If there's a subscribe button on the bottom and it's not saying it's subscribed, go ahead and hit subscribe button and join us on this wonderful adventure. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.